And good evening, I'm Mike Erspan. Tonight, one of the murder suspects in a double state murder was in court today for a preliminary hearing and trying to get a bond. WDHN's Robert Smith Jr. has the story.
MacArthur Mike Hawkins is one of 5 suspects charged with capital murder, first-degree kidnapping, and abuse of a corpse in the deaths of Damian Bell and Shauna Terry, a couple that went missing from the Adams Inn Motel on July 8, 2022, but police didn't get involved until 3 days later and got information from someone who knew details about the murder over 2 weeks later. That information led investigators to Sheena Thurman, David Bastian, Joshua Parks, Devontae Williams, and MacArthur Hawkins, who was on the run until April of this year. The state laid out their case Friday morning, believing Hawkins was the main guy in the alleged murder. They say he and Williams went to the motel the couple were staying at to hold them at gunpoint and eventually kidnapped them to a home on Dutch Street, all over a gun that was allegedly stolen by Bell from Williams along with drugs. Investigators believe Bell was murdered at the home on Dutch Street and was taken to Florida with his girlfriend, where she was then killed on one of the other suspects, Thurman's property, both of them being buried there. At the home on Dutch Street, investigators could smell a strong sense of cleaning materials, as they believe 2 of the suspects who were living there were trying to clean up the mess. And in Florida, on Thurman's property, they found their bodies along with an excavator and a hammer that was used to assault Bell and clothes that were burned. But Hawkins' defense team argued how there was no video evidence of him at the hotel that week, no physical evidence from the Dutch Street scene or the scene in Florida, and they didn't search his electronics. Hawkins is also not facing charges in Florida. His defense team was also fighting to get him a bond of $150,000, citing how he has 2 small daughters, no history with felonies, and he's been matched as a kidney donor for his father who is in need of one. The state argued how he's a danger to the community by holding a gun in someone's face. If he was to commit a crime again, he would try to cover it up and run, and how there's no documentation of being a matched donor. The judge denied the bond, but could reconsider at a later date if they receive documentation that could save his father's life. In Dothan, Robert Smith, WDHN News for the Wiregrass.
And the